We got to start with your origin story. How did you get here? Because
Well,
everybody has a unique journey. Are you a computer scientist by training, or how did this journey begin?
well, when I landed on this planet, no, no. So long story short, my 90-second life story. I got my very first computer when I was 5 years old, and yes, I'm going back that far. And my dad went to work the next day, and I took it apart piece by piece, screw by screw. And when he got home and got done whooping me, I put it back together, and it turned on. And at that point, I didn't know how to use it, but my dad saw something there and said, "Okay, we're going to let him go." And by virtue of that, here we are. I built my first computer at age 7. I could program in 12 languages by the time I was 9. Started getting my first certifications way back in the day when I was like 12, 13 years old. Broke into my first system at age 14. That's when the recruiters started. And then basically at 19, founded Windy City Networks. And here we are. So I like to say it's not in my blood, it's in my DNA. I absolutely love this job.
Well, I was going to ask for parents right now of young children who want to get them interested in computers. Was there something, a secret sauce, something that happened that really drove your interest, or it's just a natural attraction?
I was honestly just fascinated by it. How does it work? Once I put it back together and it worked, I want to know everything. How could I get this to work? Not just play games, but I was the one at like 6 that actually set up the printer because my dad couldn't figure it out. And then I wanted them to talk to each other. And once I figured out they could talk to each other, how do I break it? How do I capture it? How does that work? It's always been fascinating to me. And so when I was growing up, I was either in school playing soccer or on a computer. And when in high school, it was, I was in high school on the computer or trying to get a girlfriend. I mean, that's essentially, what it was for me. And it's just always been there. And interestingly enough, parents today actually have a ton of resources that we simply didn't have. You've got coding camp, coding for kids starting at a very young age. You've got basically build it yourself computer kits like Kano and some others. And so like right now we are building basically a new generation of developers, of those that can create on computers at a very intimate level. And I think it's a fantastic thing because quite frankly, technology drives the world. It's the engine of the economy.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing to have.